Number one, I can't do this. I'm not entirely sure how to. Number two, disclaimer. This isn't gonna be a normal type of video for me. You normally see some happy-go-lucky music, maybe some shenanigans, some wacky stories, hanging out with friends and all that type of stuff, and that's all well and good, but that's not what this is gonna be. Also, what I'm gonna be talking about is something that is heavily discussed in the world today, and there's a lot of different ideas and experiences and all of that, and they're all completely valid and true. I'm speaking from my personal experience, and that's all I can really know. You know what I'm saying? I can't exactly know exactly what everybody else is saying. So I'm just gonna be me. Number three, how people talk about it. When people talk about mental health, I respect them a ton, and they're in the nicest way possible. They all do it wrong, and I absolutely despise them. It's usually framed in this really niche way that's talking about their sob story, and they're crying, and they're talking about their experience, and it typically ends with I was dealing with all this mental health stuff, and then I found the solution, and the solution was this one thing, and I'm going to tell it to you right now, and after I found that, it just got better, and I'm great now, and it's going to get better for you. My mindset is that people typically know when they're being lied to, when they're being fed a story, and they're being fed sort of a filtered version of the truth, and that's not what I want. This is just going to be straight up, this is my experience. Maybe you relate to it, maybe not, and maybe you can find some comfort in it. But I'm not gonna try and go crazy and go bombastic or go anything like that. Number four, one big party. It's funny. I can go in a large group of people and I can speak in front of hundreds of people and not be fazed at all. And then I can go one-on-one with people, even important people, and feel the same way. I just did an interview with a very, very important person, and I was in the elevator, and I turned to my friend who was helping me record, and I say, what's crazy? I feel like I should be nervous right now, but I'm just not. And he was like, that's strange. But what's wild is I cannot do parties. I cannot do anything remotely to that. I have to be in the absolute farthest corner of the room and eating chips and salsa and just completely zoned out of my mind. And it was funny because people are like, oh, Connor, you're such a social guy. You're such like a big personality. And then when you go to parties, you're just not that. You're just completely silent and you don't interact with people. And you sort of just zone out. And I was like, that's weird. Number five. Hello?
Hello? Hey Connor, are you there? Hello? Hello? Hey man, you alright? Connor, you good? Connor, you alright? Are you alright? You good? You good, bro? You good, bro? Are you alright?
Oh. Sorry. Sorry, there was just some music in the background and I was just out for a second. Anyway, number six, casting out demons. There's this interesting thing that happens in the Bible, particularly in the New Testament, where Jesus and his disciples have the ability to cast out demons by pointing and calling the spirit out by name and saying, get out of this person. The Bible seems to imply that the name is really important. It's almost as if calling out the demon by its name is the thing that gets it to shudder enough to leave the body. And I think literally and metaphorically, this is huge. I think names give purpose. And all throughout history, names have been incredibly important. For example, in ancient Egypt, ancient pharaohs would have specific names that they would call themselves out in public, but they would also have hidden names because names brought power. And if you knew a pharaoh's entire full name and they were considered part god, then now you have the power of the god. There's an entire ancient Egyptian story where an Egyptian goddess learns the name of Ra. And because she learns this name of Ra, she ends up being one of, if not the most powerful members of the Egyptian pantheon. All just because of a name. So there's this huge, massive power to being able to call something by name. And yet it's also one of the hardest things to do. Because once you know what something is, there is no excuse for you not to deal with it. Number 7, Africa. In all retrospect, my experience in the 21st century as a upper middle class white guy who has never really had to struggle for money and has always lived in the safest part of town probably is nothing compared to the grand scheme of issues that happen all around the world. They talk about how when you're talking about your problems, to give that perspective, there's people starving in Africa right now, so you should be grateful for what you have. And it's funny because I tend to complain about my problems so much that you would think that I was starving in Africa. And that's not even the world telling me that, because the world isn't telling me that. It's my own perception of reality that's telling me that I need to just shut up. Because all around the world, there's so much wrong. So why am I sitting here and talking about the little sliver of problems that I actually have? And yet, when you can call something by name, it is much easier to deal with. Number 8, my name. Hey, how's it going? I'm Connor. I am currently 19. I'm turning 20 in June. I grew up in Gilbert, Arizona. I moved around a little bit when I was younger, but we pretty much stayed in Gilbert. I go to Grand Canyon University in Phoenix, Arizona. This is my first time living in a city, but GCU is sort of its own ecosystem, so it's not really living in the city. I don't really have to go out a whole ton, but I'm enjoying life. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about my name, and my name is my identity, and what my identity is super important. I cannot stand parties. I sit there and I zone out. I have a hard time sitting still in class. I literally have to get up and walk out of class sometimes, and sometimes I just don't come back because I can't sit in a chair for that long. I have a tendency to rock back and forth a ton. I will sway myself over and over to different areas, and I physically just cannot sit still. When I'm interacting with people, I'm typically the loudest person in the room because I feel like I have to talk over people in order to get my voice really heard, which then results in me having thoughts about myself. Oh, what is it about me that I feel like I have to speak up like that so much? Is it a pride thing? Is it an arrogance thing? Is it an insecurity thing? What are you? What are you, a little baby boy? I tend to not think before I say anything. I don't have a script right now. I am coming up with stuff off of the top of my head, and it's all just the honest truth. Number 9, tell me about your problems.
Confide in me. I get it. I want to help. I want to be there for what you're going through. All the challenges that you're facing. I want to be there, and I want to be your support system. Oh, but don't tell me that though, because you gotta understand that that's more of a you problem. And I'm not your therapist. You just gotta go speak to somebody about it. Honestly, you're kind of projecting your own insecurities onto other people. I don't think the world has it out for you, Connor. But genuinely, why are you feeling like that? maybe it's honestly just your fault, and maybe you should shut up and just not tell me about your problems. But tell me about your problems, Connor. I really do care. I want to be there for you.
I'm not bitter. Nope, I'm not. Number 10, I'm not gonna say it. A lot of what I'm talking about right now can probably be summed up in one or two names. And being able to say those names has great power. Because when you say the name, it's much easier to deal with it. But like when you say the name of certain things, like what do you mean by that? Like when I bring it up,
is that really who I am? Because I am not that, but I'm me. That's just my personality. That's who I am. That's somebody else's issue, and that's not me. Like, that's not what I am dealing with. I'm just dealing with very normal human problems, and there's not, like, an actual condition, and there's not actually something that I'm going through. I just have to, like, live with it.
And so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna live with it. I'm just gonna deal with these problems like every other rational human does. Number 11, ADHD. Ooh, I got you. You thought I wasn't gonna say it, but there's still a good chunk of the video left, so you knew I was gonna say it at some point. I started talking about a lot of the stuff about me and a lot of the traits that I have, and I was confiding with one of my friends, and he was just like, that sounds like ADHD, Connor. And I was like, does it? Does it really? Because, I've lived like this my whole life. This just seems normal. And the idea that, no, this isn't typical. This isn't what people normally deal with, generally speaking, was baffling to me. That I would even be living in a different headspace and with different conceptions of how the world works than everybody else because of ADHD. Like that was an actual physical thing that was preventing me from living like other people. And so I was like, all right, let's say that that's the case. Like what would I even do in that situation? Because online people freaking self-diagnose and they make the TikToks and they use it all for brownie points, and I wouldn't want to do that. That's the situation that I wouldn't want to be in, because it's annoying. It's annoying when people do that to me. When I'm scrolling through freaking TikTok or I'm on YouTube or something like that and somebody has a freaking thumbnail and they're like, my story, it's like, I roll my eyes. Because I look at that and I'm like, that's clearly pandering. That's clearly trying to get something out of people. And to think that that could be something that I'm actually dealing with, I don't know. So I didn't want to be one of those weird people that self-diagnosed. So I actually booked a doctor's appointment. I went to go see him, did a screening, and he said, yeah, that's the case. Gonna prescribe you with these meds. We're gonna report back in 2 weeks, see how they're working. And that was that. And then he moved on to his next patient. And I got in my car and I drove to the pharmacy and I picked up my meds. And then I acted like nothing had changed. This is weird for me to do. And it's primarily because of another name. Number 12, Funny Man. Here, I'll get it right now, actually. I'll be right back. I don't know if you can see that. It's reversed. It says Meme King on it. Man. It's funny because I had to make these awards for a banquet that I was doing, but these were audience voted. It's just funny because people were like, "Oh, Connor, you're so freaking funny. You you make the jokes. I laugh. You're just such a funny guy." People have associated that with me for a while, and so because of that, I have just sort of owned up to it, and I've been okay. That's what I am. My purpose is to make people have a great day. And I'll tell some jokes. I'll be a little bit of a funny man. And apparently the ADHD helps because I'm freaking bouncing off the walls. And people laugh and they enjoy things. And I found satisfaction in that, and I found comfort in that. On the other side of the coin, when that didn't happen and I wasn't doing that, I felt like a failure. And there was always a voice in my head saying, why are you doing this? Why are you being open and honest with your situation right now? Because if you're being open and honest with your situation right now, what's happening is you're bringing the mood down, and people are going to be associating you with that bad mood. And that's not going to be fun. And they're not going to want to spend time with you. And then you're going to be alone. And do you really want that, Connor? Do you want to be alone? So, I'm Funny Man. And that is what I will continue to be. And the question that I have to ask myself every day is, when I stop telling jokes, are people even going to still be there? Number 13, big guy. I'm a dude. I'm a guy. I am a male individual. You know what's funny about how men's mental health is treated now? It's almost pitying now. Like, it used to be, oh, we don't talk about it at all. And you're just gonna bottle all your feelings up inside. And you're just gonna live your life like that. And you're just gonna have everything in a little ball. And then, boom, in the 50s, boom, it explodes. And then people freaking flip out. Now, it's sort of morphed into this, oh, patting on the head. There.
I'm sorry that you have to deal with that. I'm sorry you have to deal with that. Man, it must suck to be you, huh? It must suck. Look how awful things are. Hey, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Neither of those things work. And they sort of lead to the same place, right? Like I'm not crazy, because now you're just like coddling me, and I don't want to be coddled, I want to be heard, right? And so that gets frustrating too. And because I'm a dude, I already don't really know how to handle my emotions because of previous societal expectations. So now I'm in a situation where it is an impossible scenario to confide in anyone, because on one side I would be irrational and I'm not being a man, and on the other side I'm a little baby that needs to be cuddled and coddled and given his baby bottle, and I don't want either of those. And so I talk to a camera. Number 14, faker. So you look at all my names, you look at all the titles, you look at all the situations, and what it comes down to is this big giant bubble of insecurity, right? What ends up happening is I am physically unable to accept when I've done something good and I've actually succeeded at something. My friends will give me compliments about how I've done such a good job, and when you planned this thing, freaking killed it, bro. Hey, I saw your most recent video, and that was your best work. Hey, I just want to say thank you so much for doing this. All of this stuff. People will say stuff, and I just gotta when I say it out loud, it is
I'm sorry that you have to deal with that.
smallest of issues, right? It's Africa again. Man. People, it's funny because I have to make these awards. I'm here worried about how I get too many compliments. Maybe I don't need a lot of stuff.
I'm so
Maybe
sorry.
it's responding in a lot of the traits that I have. When anybody, even acknowledges like anything,
And it's sort of
sounds like
the
this.
same
You make
place, right?
like ADHD people
I'm not
stop.
crazy.
And I was
It's
like,
just
funny
like,
guy. Number 15. Enough. I am done talking about it. I'm done hearing all of these voices in my head. I'm tired of convincing myself that I'm not worthy of love. I'm done convincing myself that I am not worthy of the success that I've gotten. I'm done believing that there's a huge conspiracy that all of my friends are just faking it, and I don't really have any friends. I'm done with all of it. I'm done. Enough. It's over. I've said that so many times. And here I am. Number 16, I lied to you. You're looking at the timestamp right now, and you're saying, "Wow, this is going on for a while." I'm a little uncomfortable at this, and fair enough, I guess. Like, you don't have to watch it. If you've stuck here, thank you so much. But I did lie to you at the beginning, because at the beginning I said that I don't know how to talk about it, and in reality, I do know how to talk about it, and I do know how to talk about all of this crap. And the way that you talk about it is through number 17, art. I've heard it said that art is the bridge between emotions that nobody can actually convey with words. That when words aren't enough, you burst into song, and when song is not enough, you burst into dance. I like to think that I can do that here. Art's helped me so much in the past, in the present, in the future. I was in band, I'm still in band. I've been doing this for 2 years, and I just hit 100 subscribers. And that was a great, great feeling. It was great, because I knew that my art, if you want to call it that, reached people. And it's going to continue reaching people. And I'm excited to be along for the journey, because art helps me. It helps me to convince myself that I can handle the crap. It helps me take off the names that I've consistently applied to myself. And it helps me to live. Number 18, I'm living. If you talk to me and you come up to me and you say, "Hey Connor, how you doing?" I typically will say, "Well man, I'm living." And that's for a very particular reason. There's gonna be days where I'm not good. And there's gonna be days where I'm really good. And there's gonna be days where things really, really suck. And there's gonna be days where these names and these voices and everything of the like are hitting me on all cylinders. They've decided, "Oh, today's the day, we're just gonna freaking ch-ch-ch-ch-ch." But no matter what, I'm living. I'm not fantastic every single day. I'm not horrible every single day, but I'm living, and art helps me to live. And I hope that that continues to be the case for now until the rest of my life. And I hope that in some way my art helps you live too. That's about all I got.
I missed you dearly, thought I was nearly there, forever at last together. Is our time fleeting? Is even meeting a healthy idea, or am I getting too near? Don't try to fight it, you're here for tonight, and I'll be waiting for you until we meet again.
I know it's scary, but don't be wary. If we don't have that long, let's not waste it feeling wrong. This isn't the end, I'm your lifelong friend. Sure, it's been a while, but I'll be here when you smile.
And don't try to fight it, you're here for tonight, and I'll be waiting for you until we meet again. I'll be waiting for you until we